Sapo sistema sonorim. Jurka chimorim. Sapo sistema sonorim. Sapo sistema sonorim. Jurka chimorim. Sapo sistema sonorim.
Okay. Thanksgiving has always been just a holiday for the family. It wasn't until like I met other friends that I realized that this holiday is not a holiday for them. You know what I mean? Because like in elementary, we grow up and then they tell us Thanksgiving was, it started with natives and white people having a dinner together, and so I was like, all right, cool. It's about eating, but I still don't know the background to it. So I don't. I just see it as family time to me right now, and it would be good to be again to have that dialogue with other indigenous people from here to understand what the holiday means to them and how we should celebrate them or celebrate it.
Thanks-taking. um, well, the roots or the origins of Thanksgiving are definitely twisted. When you listen to stories that we grew up hearing in school versus the real stories that come from these communities like the Mashpee Wampanoag, the eastern coastal tribes that were first contact, they tell the story differently. And there was definitely a lot of massacres and just thievery and things that we don't talk about too much. But of course, growing up, celebrated like any other American family. But as I got older and through the work that I do now with local indigenous organizations, when I attend events like the sunrise ceremony on Alcatraz in San Francisco, that definitely, which I've been doing for the past 3 years, it's definitely changed my mindset about how I celebrate Thanksgiving. And that means that we start in prayer at sunrise. We start in prayer together. We acknowledge all the different tribes coming together and basically being able still to come together after so much that we've gone through in our history, and to celebrate being alive. And eating is still a big part of it, but it's not the traditional, like, turkey and all of that. It's just the fact that we are celebrating our existence is what it is. So it's really, I do think the roots of being thankful and looking around us and acknowledging what we have is definitely a good thing. But I think in order to do that, we should really learn like the true history, the roots of Thanksgiving, to like be able to celebrate properly and not co-opt any tribes traditions or attire, or even just the whole setup of the pilgrim and the Indian um, scene, but to really acknowledge the resilience and the strength of Indigenous peoples on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is a day off. It's a day off for me. Um, it's it's kind of hard for me to really talk and think about what actually happened at the first Thanksgiving. Um, Not because I don't like to talk about it, not because I'm in denial about it. I think that the atrocities actually happened more than let's be peaceful with each other. But it's just not. It's just not something that that I can easily talk about. It's too much for me.
It's there. It's just there. It doesn't have a whole lot of meaning other than it's commercialized and it's been put before us and it's a day off. It doesn't mean a whole lot to me as a Native person.
I think as a child, Thanksgiving meant that I would get to see my family and we would get to share a meal and be grateful to spend time with one another and, see each other smile and laugh and be thankful for the people who are here while acknowledging the family members that may have died the year before or, in past years that are no longer at the table with us. As an adult, I recognize that it was a contract that set up a theme for our country that was less than favorable for Indigenous people. So me personally, I don't necessarily celebrate Thanksgiving. On that day off, I call it a day off because that's what it is. I share a meal with my family, but we do not say Happy Thanksgiving. We think about what we're thankful for in the presence of each other, and we acknowledge that this is not necessarily a theme to be celebrated within the context of our history as Americans.
Thanksgiving. I like Thanksgiving food, but not the holiday itself. So growing up as a typical American, celebrating Thanksgiving was like having the turkey, the stuffing, mashed potatoes, cornbread, corn, all that good stuff to go with it, the gravy, the yams. Brings a lot of memories until I got older and really understood or got a really good understanding of how the holiday came about. And when the Pilgrims landed over there in Plymouth Rock, they just pillaged the area. They raped and murdered the people there and took what belonged to them, what they worked so hard for. And when the Indigenous people up on the East Coast saw these white people on the side of the coast, starving, they're cold, and they had no food and no water and nothing to live with. So having the kindness of their heart, they went and they gave them food and blankets so they can keep warm. But in return, the Pilgrims went and they just practically pillaged and raped the land that's there. And now that I look at it today, with the manifest destiny that was put forth, we've all Native American communities, all the lands, they have been in one way or another been pillaged and raped from what the Americans have brought through. And it's kind of really sad when we think about Thanksgiving now, because when I think of Thanksgiving, that's what goes through my mind.
Shit. Shit. Fuck Thanksgiving. That's a tough holiday to think about. I don't really care about Thanksgiving other than like the food, because food's always good, but like the history behind Thanksgiving, it's just shitty, it really is. It's just how I can't really give you a big answer about it. Just fuck Thanksgiving. Yeah, if I'm being honest, just fuck Thanksgiving.
I don't think much about Thanksgiving. I mean, I in a very positive way. Its origins are skewed to the American public eye. We're taught in school that it was like a big party, a celebration, and basically as if it was as if the indigenous people of that area basically just sat back and let white settlers just come and exist there without incident. So to me, I don't really agree with celebrating on that day. Although my whole life I have always gathered with family and had a meal, and I know a lot of people still do that. So for me, Thanksgiving isn't something that I like to acknowledge as far as how everyone else does. Normally on Thanksgiving now, I like to help out the community. There's actually Don Ottom own restaurant right down the street from where I live here. They cook up a ton of food, and they provide meals for community members. Like anyone around here who wants to eat is able to come and eat. So that's what I like to do, because it, to me, that's like, it detracts from exactly what it's about, and it just gives me something to do on that day. It makes me feel like kind of like reclaiming the holiday, not celebrating an invasion, but celebrating each other, and just a day for me to help feed other people is like a day to just continue like Indigenous community in Phoenix. Even though we're in the city, there's a lot of natives here that stick together and are unified and try to help each other out and support each other. So that's kind of like what Thanksgiving means to me now.
Thanksgiving to me means a whole lot of things, and not only during that time and that time of the year, but also Thanksgiving is like every day. It's a thanks. It's a giving, of what I could give to other people, what other people would give to others. Good health and good mind and body, and sharing one's culture. So thanks, and to me, is not just a one thing to be able to enjoy, a good meal with our family and other people, but it means being able to continue on with this life and enjoying this to what it's meant to be.
Thankstaking, I would say, means that it's a big lie. Like when they teach you in school about how the Pilgrims came and they taught like all the Indians how to do stuff, but then that's not how it was. It was like the Indians showed them how to plant and live off of the land, and after that they killed them for it.
Well, we all know the history of Thanksgiving for those of you who read the real books. In conclusion, I want to leave you with this message that I'm Tongan, and myself, my family, and it's a big family, my people, we do stand together with the Indigenous of this land. And in our culture, we have different ways to show our brotherhood. One way I do is you sit down and you have a bowl of kava with me, which is like tea, but it's our culture. But instead, I'm gonna share with you this song. Now, in our culture, we believe in a creator. We are God-fearing people, and we respect everything that he has created. I know the Indigenous, you guys call him creator. And to us, God created the land and everything. And so that's one of the reasons why I respect it. So we always sing songs about God. And so I'm gonna share a song with you guys, okay? E o tua ko e tu puanga ko e ku mo ui mo e ku amanaki ko ku fi my Indigenous brothers and sisters. We love you guys.
My mission in life is healing for our tribal people, for my tribe, for our tribes, because there's been so much damage done to all of our people because of being removed from our lands, from our children being taken from their families to boarding schools, from not having our own traditional foods anymore. There's been so much damage to our bodies, our spirits, our families, so much disconnect that I feel like it's my purpose in life to ensure that we have an opportunity to heal, that our families and our tribal communities can move forward with having the tools that they can, whatever types of tools, whether it's one small tool or many tools, whatever that tool is, that they have access to those tools to move forward with some type of healing. And if there's any way that we can assist each other in coming up with one consistent goal and work towards one consistent goal as a group, you know, as a whole, as a community, as having one advocate in politics, having one advocate in churches, in whatever it is, to help us reach that goal of healing, to come out of this deficit we've been in, so we can be whole again. There's some people in our cities that haven't felt whole in a long time because they haven't been connected. That it's our responsibility to reach out to each other and help them find those tools. But we can't do that unless we have not only each other, but we have allies, we have supporters, we have people that can see that we need some support in this healing journey and can get us to where we want to be. And we will get there.
One final song here is called In the Eyes. In the Eyes is about, if you look in the eyes of our elder generation, you can see wisdom and knowledge. My parents have now gone to the spirit world. My grandparents, prior to myself coming into this world, had already gone to the spirit world. So the idea of this song right here is to understand the importance of our older generation. If we don't capture that through different stories, through different opportunities of recordings or things like this, if they go before us, then that information is gone forever. So this song right here is called In the Eyes.
Jukik Nathan Manuel, Ki Kajmuk, Salt Lake City, Anya Najeda, Sadie Sosi, Anya Na Gary Manuel, Anya Wask, Cipriano Manuel, Anya Gok, Jermaine Juan. Hello, I'm Nathan Manuel. I'm originally from Sales, Arizona, which is known as Kamchka Kiwasia. I come from the district of Coachi. Specifically, my grandfather comes from Kajmuk, which is Santa Rosa. My father is Gary Manuel, my mom is Sadie Sosi, and I consider myself both from the Tohono Nation and Salt Lake City. So here I am at the international border. This is Mexico and the US, where our ancestral lands are divided in half pretty much by both countries. Thank you. Sapo.
My name is Lorena Horse. I am from the Goshute tribe, Confederated Tribes of the Goshute Reservation. I'm Shoshone Paiute. My parents are from Nevada. My dad is from the Fort McDermott tribe. Originally raised out in Nevada, moved out to Salt Lake City when I was a teenager, and have lived here ever since. Went to high school, went to college, and have made my home here. I've worked with the Ute tribe. I've worked here in the city with our tribal people, and have made my home here in the valley. So I'm really happy to be able to share my thoughts at this time.
I'm Mashana Dischili. I'm Navajo. I was born in Fort Defiance, Arizona, but I grew up out here in Provo, Utah. From Provo to Salt Lake, I stand in solidarity with those who are defending the lands here, and I support like all the water protectors and just what we're doing here in the inner cities to try and promote healthy eating and healthy lifestyle, and being able to grow our own healthy, nutritious foods.
Hi, my name is Jesse Morgan, and this is my brother Sean Takonove Veamone. Unfortunately, he passed away June 6, 2021. Me and him grew up on the street our whole lives. For the most part, Salt Lake City, Utah. And we're Tongan, happy Tongans.
Hola, mi nombre es Enrique. Yo vivo en el Estados Unidos. Pues cuando yo vivo es Utah y es Salt Lake City. Y donde vivo en Salt Lake City es Popular Grove. Y mis papás son de México. Yo soy mexicano también. Y tengo 12 hermanos y una hermana. Yo tengo 11 años. Y mi hermano tiene 9, hoy cumplió su cumpleaños, y mi chiquito hermano tiene 4, y mi chiquita hermanita tiene 1 año.
And how would you like to close this?
So me, I love myself. I love my neighborhood. I'm from Popular Grove, and I love everyone that's from Popular Grove, and I hope new stuff happen to us, like good stuff, not just for me, but for everyone that's from Popular Grove or Glendale. What do you want to say?
My name is Tausoa Fangamanu Muitalo. I was born and raised here in West Valley City, Utah. My dad is Fangamanu Pauvale Mulitalo, and he was born in Laie, Hawaii, raised in Compton, California. And his mom is Sipolu Tela Mulitalo, and she is from Manua, from the village Faleasau, and his dad is Fangamanu Pauvale Mulitalo Sr., and he is from American Samoa, Upolu Saliofata. That's the village. And then my mom, she was born and raised in Torrance, California, and moved to Salt Lake City, Utah. Her name is Silamua Lavatai Mulitalo, and her parents is Sivausa Lavatai, and her village is Upolu Fasito'o, and her dad is Faima Senior, Faima Lavatai Senior, and his village is Nu'uli in Tutuila.
Hi, my name is Nino Reyes. I'm a member of the Northern Ute Indian Tribe and Laguna Pueblo. I was born amongst the Ute people in northeastern Utah, where I spent the majority of my adolescent life, and then I went to a Native American boarding school, the United States military, and after the military had gone to the college in Utah, and now I make my home in Salt Lake City.
Hi, my name is Ashley Cleveland. I'm a resident of Salt Lake City. I am Georgia born and California bred. My ancestors come from West Africa, and I also pay great homage to our Buffalo Soldiers and all African American slaves within the United States.
Yeah, but I don't really play drums. But you can.
Yeah, I got you.
Malole go hiwa go shone satini ko e fohao a lufusi mo mat satini. Pea koeni o fai interview koeni tala noa kauki he whanua koeni mo i kolo koeni o tau I ko Solik Mao. Hi, my name is John Satini. Tongan is my ethnic background. I was born in Inglewood, California. Grew up in Salt Lake City. Anyways, these are my thoughts.
Skutash anyap jagik Wipis Masiho Up jagik Searik Hu Oya Hagi Biwaha Bi Apam Bi Skut Masik from Wamagin Ani. My American name is Francine Larson Segundo. I'm just Ia Jur community Waukiot Juktrad. My name is Francine Larson. My autumn name is Hummingbird, and I am also named Morningstar, which I said is also not really true. I'm not an early riser.
Get this set up.
Skugurinik, ane abjugi kuan Matthias, ane abamjid kamshik was a Jukshan, Nature, Natalie Matthias, Daniel Ignacio Butt. Hello guys, my name is Warren Matthias. I'm from here, from South, from the Thanato Nation. My mom is Natalie Matthias, and my dad is Daniel Ignacio, late Daniel Ignacio. Yeah.
Skakudinyak Anyab Chikik Nacha Forest, your Amajit the Gawal, Homa having you Wumkik at Ina instruction. In your Agak Jigit Floyd Forest, kitchen your Jigit Elizabeth Ortega, your weapon up at Jigit Ernest Rain, Chichu Eagle Forest. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I do hope and I do pray that that you do maintain and keep your traditions alive and your language especially, because the more that we do speak our language and the more that we do express how we feel or the things that we do as an Indigenous people, as an Indigenous culture, if we can maintain and keep it alive, that is something that will, I hope, will help flourish. And that goes throughout all of Indian country. You know, that's something that I've always was something that I always thought about, and going to school and learning these things. These are some of the things that I was always afraid of to touch on, because it's a very touchy subject, all of it, and to really understand it and go into depth, it'll take longer to really express how we feel about it, and then just a short segment. And so that's all I have to say. Humahava the opamanye.
Gakudinik, Aninap Jugik, Dan Swanson, Anitopao, Choshai Amajit, Wow Giwok Jokshan, and your Agop Jugik, William Swanson, and your Jutta, Wap Jugik, Elizabeth Montana Bot, and your Bop Wap Jugik, Louis Montana Bot, and your Hoor Wap Jugik, Sarah Martinez Bot.
Skukdash, Anyab Jigik, Amy Wan, Japkamaya Amjit, Shukdak Jikshan, Wachit the Adjuction, Jinyog of Chichkik, Romelda Miguel, Sylvester Wan, and Yakak, Jinywask of Chichkik, Mary Melissa Miles Butt, Daniel Wan Butt, and Yehor Jinya Bob of Chichkik, Mary Elizabeth Miguel Butt, Lawrence Miguel Butt, and you will put that God Elijah Kristen Ross, and you will become you will become. I've been really honored to be able to have the opportunity to share some good words from the Thankstaking Nation all the way out to Salt Lake City, Utah. I just want to say to continue to have strength and count on each other as a community. I truly believe that as a community, we know the solutions to our problems and to our issues, because we see the roots of them in our communities, and that all it takes is committed people to actually want to do that work. And it does take time and it does take effort, but it is possible. And I've seen it here in our community, even though we're way out, you know, all along the southern border of the country, but that it is possible. Is it still rolling? Okay. So change is possible, but it's made possible by us, by the community. And like my grandma used to say, there's no community without you and I.